the Super Bowl. Patriots win the Super Bowl. Patriots win the Super Bowl. Brady has his 5th.
Without question, 28-3 was the biggest choke of all time. But looking back at the sequence of events that led to this disaster, it becomes maddening at how many opportunities the Falcons had to not just win the game, but easily. Instead of figuring out how many ways they could have tried to win, let's ask, what if they had just done nothing? Literally, what if after the Falcons had built their 25-point third quarter lead, instead of being clever and passing the ball or attempting runs that ended in holding penalties, they just took a knee? Well, we're gonna find out from both a calculated and simulated standpoint, and the results will absolutely shock you. What if the Falcons just kneeled is coming up right after this. Have you ever Googled something and instantly you're receiving ads related to that search on nearly all your platforms? Do you ever wonder to what degree you're being watched by not just huge corporations, but by your own government, hackers, and people out to steal your personal and financial data? Like it or not, it's happening. You and I need to protect ourselves. That's why I use ExpressVPN to secure the mountain of data that is housed on my phone and personal devices. Think about all the Wi-Fi networks you jump on. Any hacker on that unencrypted network can hack into your phone. And if you've ever had to deal with a bank or financial institution trying to reverse charges and defend yourself, you know that's a pain in the ass and doesn't always end up fair. ExpressVPN works by encrypting your data to the highest standard and mask your IP to protect you from anyone trying to hack in, monitor, or steal your data. It also gives you unrestricted access to every part of the internet. No more blocking, restrictions, and opens up content from all over the world. So after this video, go to expressvpn.com/5points and get started with 3 months free with the best encrypted protection for your personal data. And you can rest easy at night knowing you're safe. Again, go to expressvpn.com/5points and find out how to get 3 months free. Our scenario actually starts much later than Tevin Coleman's 6-yard TD that made Super Bowl 51 28-3 with 8:31 left in the third quarter. The Falcons subsequently kicked off and the Patriots drove down the field in a 13-play 75-yard drive that ended in a James White TD with 2:06 left in the third and a missed PAT. I bet you forgot about that. A lot of people looked to the sequence in the game when the Falcons were up 28-20 on the Pats 22 and screwed up royally as what lost the game for them. No, that drive and sequence wasn't what sealed their fate. It was this drive I'm about to talk about. After the Pats missed their PAT, they were desperate. They attempted an onside kick and failed, putting the Falcons in their territory up 28-9 on their 46. Oh, but the Pats also illegally touched the ball, adding 5 more yards, putting the Falcons on their 41. From right here, this is a 58-yard field goal. Matt Bryant for his career is 62% from over 50 yards. However, in 2016, his only Pro Bowl season, he was 6 for 8 from over 50. His best that year, 59 yards. Career long, 62. So even after a few kneels, this was a makeable kick. Of course, in real life, on first down, Matt Ryan passed to tight end Austin Hooper for 9 yards. 2nd and 1 with 1:25 left and the clock was running. And the Falcons actually did the smart thing and ran it here, except Jake Matthews committed a hold and put the Falcons back 10 yards. Then the dumbass Falcons burned a timeout with 59 seconds left. An incomplete pass followed by a sack and a punt. So let's rewrite history. Instead of any of this dumb shit, the Falcons kneel on first down. Yep, they figure we don't need to outsmart anybody here. We can just mail it in. They're up 19 points in field goal range, and all we need to do is eat a big old clock. Of course, an NFL play clock is 40 seconds, so the first kneel starts at 2:01, and with the time it takes to kneel 2 more plays, that basically ends the third quarter. The fourth quarter starts. They kick the long field goal, and let's say it takes 6 seconds off the clock. The Falcons are now up 31-9, a 22-point margin with 14:54 left in the fourth quarter. Now, here's where things get tricky. Since we're in an entirely hypothetical world where I kind of have to make things up. The Falcons kick off, and for argument's sake, it's a touchback and no time goes off the clock. Like I said, we have to make some assumptions, but in real life, they had a 12-play, 72-yard drive that ended in a Gostowski field goal. It lasted 5 minutes, 7 seconds. we will accept that outcome as the truth. That's going to leave us with 9:47 left in the game. The score now 31-12. The Falcons get the ball back. In reality, the Falcons' next possession ended in a Matt Ryan fumble. Why? But this isn't real life, and we're not the dumbass Falcons. We are the dumber, smarter version of them. Instead, here, we kneel 3 times in a row. We eat 120 seconds off the clock before Matt Bosher punts. So at 6:31, he punts at 47 yards, his average that year, to the New England 28. New England ball, 4th quarter, 6:25 left. When New England got the ball back after the real fumble, it took them 2 minutes and 28 seconds to score a TD from the Falcons' 25 with the obviously short field. But for the game, they averaged about 3 minutes and 11 seconds per possession. On their long drives where they had time, their drives took over 6 minutes. And on their real game-tying drive where they were desperate, it only took them 2 minutes and 33 seconds to get down pretty much the entire field. So, let's say it takes them 3 minutes to score a TD and they don't burn any timeouts. Danny Amendola scores with 3:25 left in the game and they convert the 2. The score is 31-20 with 3:25 left. They will likely onside kick here, but since only 11% of onside kicks were recovered in 2016, they don't or won't get it. The Falcons get the ball at the New England 46. Again, kneel 3 times. Now the Pats burn all of their timeouts. 6 seconds go off the clock. Rather than attempt Matt Bryant's career long, they just punt it. 6 more seconds again off the clock. 3:13 left. New England has the ball. No timeouts, only the 2-minute warning. Down 11 points on their own 20. Pro Football Reference puts the win probability at this point at 2.39%. Their expected points 2.77, meaning a field goal is probably their best case scenario. But it's okay, it's the Patriots. I'll be generous. Like their game-tying drive, they eat up 2 minutes, 33 seconds. They'll be on the other side of the 2-minute warning with 40 seconds left, needing an onside kick. Oh, did I mention the score would be 31-28? No timeouts. If they don't recover the onside kick, the game is over. And let's say they did recover. Do you remember what happened in Super Bowls 42, 46, and 52 to the Pats? It's clear, even if they just fucking kneeled, the Falcons would still win. And Matt Ryan wouldn't be labeled the choker that he is for the rest of his life. But then again, down 28-3 with 2:08 left in the third, the win probability is only 1%. So what do I know? Instead of a bunch of hypotheticals, I recruited a scientist to see what would happen if the Falcons kneeled it out in Madden because, Madden is so realistic. Here's fellow YouTuber RBT, who I can't thank enough for setting this up to show you his shocking results.
Now finally time to get an answer to this scientific question. So I don't know how Falcons fans will feel one way or another, and I don't know how much happier an answer to a question via Madden 20 would make Falcons fans, but we can pretend at least for today's video. Now for starters, if after the onside kick recovery, Matt Bryant attempted a field goal, poor Falcons fans, he made it. Long field goal, but the old buck, the veteran Matt Bryant, makes it a 31-9 game. It all comes down to what the Patriots can do offensively and how the Falcons can stop this offense on this first drive. Patriots with the football, driving down the field pretty consistently and already into the 4th quarter. It's 31-9 ball game at this point. Mr. Thomas and that Pats O just outside the red zone, 16-yard reception to Gronk down to the 5. They're going to try to tote the rock a few times, a big hefty LeGarrette Blount, and the Falcons D doesn't get the stop. They're going to allow a 2-point conversion as well, as just like that. It's a 31-17 ball game as we attempt now to kneel the football. Gonna chew a decent amount of clock off here as we're gonna punt the football back to the Patriots with roughly 11 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Now it all comes down to the Falcons D and how they can stop this Patriots offense. It'll be pretty good field position for the Patriots as well. Now Thomas has got this offense all the way down to the 7-yard line, trying to make it a 1-possession game, and the Falcons D comes up big there somehow, someway, forces the Patriots to a field goal. Now after needing the ball 3 consecutive times, shoot some more clock off. Now the Patriots only have 7 minutes to go, and a huge break here for the Patriots as well, as it actually was a face mask call, as it was a little unlucky. So they get good field position once again. Can the Falcons come up with another big stop? and hold them to a field goal once again, and somehow they do. As it is, though, only a one-possession game, 8-point game with 5 minutes left to go. Now consecutively kneeing the football again for 3 straight plays and chewing that clock. Only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, but the Patriots with a chance to go down the field, score a touchdown, go for 2, and tie this Super Bowl up. And a big play to LeGarrette Blount. Oh God, poor Falcons fans, 3 yards to give up here. Can they come up big, get another stop? And no. It all comes down to this, the 2-point conversion, and it's a tied ball game. 2 minutes to go, my dudes. Oh man, it all comes down to this. Falcons are with a chance with 15 seconds left to go from the 40-yard line. A few more yards and they could potentially kick a field goal. No, for some reason, they threw a pass to the outside. A quick little dump-off pass to the running back. He dropped it. And instead of going for the long field goal attempt to try and win it, poor freaking Matt Bryant. He made it earlier. He has the leg. He might be an oldie, but he can still boot him from way out yonder. But unfortunately, they decided to punt the football, and that's going to send this Super Bowl into overtime. Thomas and the Pats won the coin toss, so they have a chance to go on the field, score a touchdown, and win this ball game. 3rd down and 8. Tom Brady in the pocket. Boom! A laser! You guys hear that? That was old Thomas breaking the sound barrier. Another 3rd down and short, though. Can Thomas do it again? And oh my God, that was Jalen Collins. Yes, Mr. Jalen Collins intercepted the football, and the Falcons, after everything, have a chance to actually win this ball game. They're throwing the ball, though, on 3rd down and 1. Picking up 1st down to Julio Jones. Matt Ryan out of the backfield. Jacob Tammon. That's a throwback right there. Another 1st down. They're 16 yards away from actually getting it done. Julio Jones again, all the way down to the 4-yard line, 4 yards away. Can the Falcons actually find a way to screw it up? Oh my God, imagine he fumbled there. Imagine. That's McClellan with the sack. 3rd down and 9. Matt Ryan, don't throw a pick. Don't make Falcons fans mad all over again. Little pass to the outside, incomplete as it all comes down to this. Matt Ryan, he gets his chance to rewrite history. The field goal is good. The old buck gets it done, and the Falcons, in this situation, if they would have need every single time after the onside kick, even though it kind of went into overtime, and at the end of the day, the time didn't necessarily run out, they found a way to get it done. Once again, I don't know if this would make Falcons fans more mad or happier. I don't know. Take it how you want to take it. Now time to go back to this beautiful human specimen, Mr. 5 points.
When you do the math, one thing really does add up. The Falcons collapsed like Kevin Spacey's life during House of Cards, which ironically collapsed like a House of Cards. We can look back and say, what if forever? But for me, it seems definitive that all the Falcons had to do for the rest of the game was run the ball and eat clock. Or even take it further and just kneel. And by my math, they still would have won. Probably easily. But according to RBT, an overtime Super Bowl was destiny. That's why I'll leave it up to you to decide and argue about this at your next dinner party. Hey, did you know that if the Falcons had just kneeled up 28-3, they still would have won? And to the Falcons, I say fuck you. You deserved every bit of that choke, losers. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to check out our sponsor, ExpressVPN, and go to the link below and find out how you can get started with 3 months free. I'm 5 Points Vids with RBT, and you made it to my next video.